Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green. I'm the manager of the AFC Wimbly Womblys, who are currently atop Barry and Plymouth Argyle at the very top of the league. Speaking of Plymouth Argyle, whoa, suddenly it's raining in England. That's a stunner. Speaking of Plymouth Argyle, they are our opponents for the day. We've got John Green and John Green up front. We've got Fran Comstein out on the right side of midfield, and then over on the left side of midfield, playing left wing today. Bamba. We've got Seb Brown in the goal. And today we're going to do a Question Tuesday where I answer your questions asked of the AFC Wimbledon official Twitter page at twitter.com/ what is it, AFC Wimbly Wombly? AFC Wimbly Wombly. Is it with an S? No S. No S. No S. It's in the description. All right, ask me a question, Meredith. I'll tell you what I do like. Goals! John Green's ball, another John Green's. They're the best forwards that Swindon Town has ever seen. Ah! That's $5. That's $5 that I have to send to AFC Wimbledon. Dang it. First off, it was not a pass from John Green to John Green. It was a pass from someone else to John Green. Secondly, I said Swindon instead of Wimbledon. However, up until then, that was the greatest goal call of my entire life because I said, you know what I do like, and then I actually, for once, scored a goal. Do I like whom? Michael McDonald? And who is that? The singer? And what does he sing? Has he ever played with the Mountain Goats? I don't know that I'm familiar with his work. He's old. Well, then you would think that I would know who he is. Oh, ball, John Green! That's a great opportunity for you, sir. No, I don't. To be honest with you, I don't totally know who Michael McDonald is. Moving on. Would I rather swim with sharks or ride an emu? I mean, in a perfect world, I would just stay in my house and play FIFA. But I guess I would rather ride an emu, just because. At least it only indulges one of my fears, emus, instead of more than one, water and sharks. Yeah, so I'm going to go with riding an emu. But to be clear, I do not wish to ride an emu. What is my next question? My favorite history class? I took a class in, like, it was AP Western European History, you know, like super, the kind of class that you would never take anymore. Like, this class wouldn't even exist. Buckminster Fuller. Buckminster Fuller. Buckminster Fuller! Terrible cross. Yeah! Dang it. I was so excited to sing Ya Bamba. I can't believe it took me so long to come up with Ya Bamba just scored a goal. Anyway. Yeah, I guess like my AP European class, and then, but you know, what I loved about studying history in high school, like I took a class in the history of the beats, I remember, as a senior in high school. Uh-oh. Seb Brown. Seb Brown. When he saved 2 penalties against Luton Town, Seb Brown, he sent us into the league. The only reason we're playing this game right now is because Seb Brown saved 2 penalties against Luton Town in 2011 in a penalty shootout to send AFC Wimbledon into the Football League, League 2, the 4th tier of English soccer. 4th tier, they call it League 2 because they're English. Yeah, I mean, I guess that was probably my favorite history class, history of the beats, or my AP Euro class. But what I loved about studying history was more like just like the idea of getting to live inside of someone else's skin for a while and trying to like imagine what it would be like to be someone other than myself, which is also what I liked about literature and most of my other like liberal artsy classes. All right, what's my next question? Ender's Game? Yeah, I mean, I just read it. I didn't read it as a kid, so I think I probably would have liked it more as a kid. I didn't love it, to be honest with you. You know, I feel like this whole worldview that, like, speaking of history, the whole idea that, like, great individuals are the key to history, and that, like, we need great military men to lead us into the promised land, to save us from ourselves and the aliens who would destroy. I just don't buy it. Like, I just don't think that, like, I don't think history is really a story driven by individuals, and I just. Yeah, so like, it's one of those books where, you know, it depends on its ideas, right? I mean, Ender's Game is in many ways, I think, dependent on the ideas in Ender Game. Oh, Sweeney! Dang it. Could have been, but it wasn't. Sweeney Pod. Dang it. It's disappointing. There's not even, it wasn't even a corner kick. It's doubly disappointing. I was really hoping to score 2 goals by halftime so I could rest ball John Green, another John Green in the second half. Oh. Plus the ball is kind of hard to see. I don't want to criticize, but don't you think the ball is kind of hard to see? Yeah, so I didn't like Ender's Game because I didn't buy its ideas, and I think a book like that is so dependent on its ideas that you've really got to buy them. Oh, that's not a good finish, ball John Green. He had an opportunity. He had an opportunity to score a second goal, and he just disappointed me tremendously. I found him as disappointing as I find that guy's haircut. Kennedy's mohawk, his mohawk that goes, it's like incredibly wide mohawk. It's like 3/4 of his head, but anyway, could have done a little bit better, but that was a great finish from other John Green. Really a beauty. All right, what's the next question, Meredith? Which literary character would I want to be for a day? I mean, I guess I'd want to be Huck Finn. Probably. I love Huck Finn. I think he's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Huck Finn. I'm such a big. In general, I'm a huge fan of those books. Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer, all of Mark Twain's adventure books, but especially Huck Finn. But then maybe I'd want to be Gatsby. I don't know, live a life dirty. You know what? No, I wouldn't. I'd want to be a woman. Maybe I'd want to be, Eloise. Meredith thinks she'd be Eloise. I think maybe I'd want to be like Sula and Toni Morrison's Sula. So I could have a life different from my own. Like, it'd be nice. I mean, if you're gonna only be someone else for a day, like you want to pick someone who's gonna for the rest of your life, is really gonna expand your worldview. You know, is gonna make you think differently about the world around you and stuff. So maybe something. Maybe that's too hard of a question for a Question Tuesday. It's too good of a question. I don't know. Don't tell me that I tackled him out of bounds because there was no. Thank you. There was no harm in that. It was just a couple of men who love each other, giving each other some hugs. Oh! Mr. Smith goes to Washington. He also has that terrible haircut. I mean, look at this. Can we see a replay of the goal, please, so I can just see his terrible haircut? I like that call. Mr. Smith goes to Washington. No? Is that just me? Maybe that's for the 75-year-old fans of the Wimbly Womblys. I know you guys are out there. I know you guys supporting your club. Yeah. All right, what's my next question? Oh, if I'm afraid of flights, how do I fly on an airplane? Well, I mean, first off, I am afraid of flying on airplanes. But what I'm most my fear of heights is not really engaged by airplanes because it's a completely different thing. Like airplanes have a floor, so and a ceiling. It's mostly what really engages my fear of heights is when I feel like I might fall. Like it's a physical feeling of vertigo. So. I never feel that physical feeling of vertigo in an airplane because I feel like this is just the environment in which I find myself that happens to be sort of in a stable place 30,000 feet in the air. Whereas if I go up to the top of the Vulcan statue in Birmingham, or I go Birmingham, Alabama, not Birmingham, England, or if I go to if I'm outside on a rocky cliff or something, or on the edge of a mountain or something, that's when I really freak out. So yeah, it's not much fun. I wish that this wasn't one of my things, but whatever. You can't control it. Or I mean, maybe you can, but I don't have the energy in dealing with all of my other fears to really get so proactive about my fear of heights. Oh, that's a great ball. It's a great ball to Mr. Smith, and he goes to Washington again. Oh, he's having the game of his life, and he does the robot. See that terrible haircut, Meredith? It looks like there's some kind of a raccoon, like a raccoon tail that goes across his entire head. I feel that the makers of FIFA have been unfair to the men and women of the actual AFC Wimbledon, and they have made them needlessly bad in the haircut department. When the real life Mr. Kennedy, that isn't Kennedy, that's Smith. Anyway, I don't know the real life Smith. But in real life, he's a Time Lord. So, yeah. It's a great game for Mr. Smith. Oh, and here comes some more. He's going to pass the ball! Oh, he wanted it. Oh, you could tell that Mr. Smith is hungry for the hat trick. What's my next question, Meredith? Least favorite kid show? Well, that's a race to the bottom. I mean, there's a lot of kid shows that I don't like at all. There's hardly any that I do enjoy. Least favorite kids show? I'm not crazy about any Barney or related topics. I find Barney to be really grating for the adult worldview. There's nothing there for me. Whereas shows like Octonauts and Phineas and Ferb, they're trying to help me out. They're saying we understand that you're watching this with your kid and we want to make it easier for you. With Barney, it's just suffer, fool. So yeah, I'm gonna say Barney. Come on, get that ball. Yes, good job. Pass. That's not a good pass, sir. That's not how you get to a hat trick, Mr. Smith. Okay. All right. Pass the ball. Good pass. Pass the ball. Oh, my God. Are we Barcelona or are we Wimbly Womblys? Because right now, we look like Barca. Oh, all the way back. Just dominating possession, Meredith. What's my next question? Who would survive the Hunger Games, other John Green or Bald John Green? They would pull a PETA and a Katniss. Are you kidding me? They'd both find a way out of there. 100% of the time. 10 times out of 10, PETA and Katniss or Bald John Green and another John Green both survived the Hunger Games. No doubt in my mind. It's the only way. They both come out. They both come out or neither of them come out. You don't know these guys after being with them for so many years? They are wondrously, unprecedentedly loyal individuals. I mean, just there's no give up in either of them, and there's also no they're willing to sacrifice everything for each other. Oh, come on. By the way, no update on the kid situation, but it's one of those things where when it suddenly gets quiet, you start to think maybe, I'm referring to Bald John Green and other John Green mentioning to me that they were thinking about having a baby, which would be so cute. And plus, it would ensure the future of AFC Wimbledon. Because that kid is going to be amazing at soccer. All right, what's my next question? Where and how do I prefer to write? I mean, I'm pretty open-minded, but these days I write mostly in coffee shops and I write mostly in the morning. That's just a function of my schedule. When my schedule was when I had a day job that I worked all day, I worked mostly in the evening. Oh! We'd like some more. We'd like some more. We liked your goal, and we'd like some more. What a beautiful finish. And then, did you see what he did, Meredith? Did you see that beautiful dead fish thing that he did? That's one of my favorite celebrations. He was just like, I am a fish who is suddenly deceased. Let's see if we can see it. Oh, they didn't show it to us. Anyway, you can go back and watch it again because it's on the internet. It was beautiful. And it was the last kick of the game. Oh, a massive win for the Swoodly Poopers against Plymouth Argyle, which until recently was the second team in the league. Look at that. John Green, Mr. Smith went to Washington, and then unsatisfied with his result in his first term, he went to Washington again, and then in the 90th minute, we got some more. Thank you for watching. Best wishes.